Shalom. My name is. I get to let's check this here to see. Okay. Okay. Good. Excellent. My name is Yehoshua Yaakov. This is being made from Jerusalem. Shalom Barak, and to Indianapolis. You talked about in this video. You arrived in Idaho and in Iowa and these places, and there was on the ground. There were all these people working. Well, Barak, I'm 65, and I've been working through the night for months, and there's over 150 videos that are the trailers for every speech that I could get from the internet to post on the internet, and haven't been so successful. Maybe 20, 25,000 views. It should be hundreds of thousands of views with the right infrastructure, but we're getting there slowly. But far more important, the most important thing that I want to say in support of what you are saying about the transparency of government. When you come into office, you want to use information technology. Well, the level at which you envision this is an excellent articulation, but the actual need for an information technology is a global, world-class global technological infrastructure that will be based upon the new economic paradigm I'm its author. This is going to mean tens of millions of jobs that will retrain, re-educate, and retool the entire workforce in America. And it will take us from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion in GDP, and it will provide the frameworks to effect an absolutely just distribution of the GDP and the wealth annually between Wall Street and the Main Street and the workers, which doesn't exist today. And the particular prescriptions for that are not for the subject of this video. But having said that, your views of a very technologically based, transparent administration are absolutely excellent. Which reminds me, I went to Google Authors. I saw your video and your speech in the interview at Google, where you elaborate dramatically on the vision of technology. And I want to just say that the development and implementation of the new economic paradigm, which will require a mandate from Congress, an investment of 4 to 5 trillion that will be paid back over 20 years, amortized over 20 years, supply side project. 60% of that investment will come from the G9. This is what will create tens of millions of sustainable jobs. At the end of year one, will be creating tens of thousands of domestic sustainable content, domestic sustainable jobs of domestic content by the end of the first year. And that'll go carry on through years 10 and 11 until there's full employment. And I don't mean what the economists call full employment, which is 4% unemployment. I'm talking about 0, 0. Anybody who wants a job will receive Aleph, Bet, Gimel, education, ABC, training, orientation, formal education, technical training, etc., computer science, internet, etc., etc., etc. All of the particular elements necessary to be employable and productive. This is going to be distributed throughout all the 50 states. It's a win-win situation. It will eliminate the national debt. It will eliminate the Social Security deficit. It will eliminate the trade deficit. Again, it will triple. It will take us from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion. It's a win-win situation. It will provide for a dramatic transformation, a doubling and a tripling of the foreign aid to eliminate disease and hunger and illiteracy in the third world countries, which are so deserving and need now. And there's an urgency for that. That said, this is what Humanomics in general. What is Humanomics? I'm the author of Humanomics. Excuse me. It is the post-collapse of the local reality East-West convergence model, when the models of the East and the West collapse, as in the East and the Soviet Union, Yugoslavia. The local reality was the models of communism. They both collapsed. The first in December 25th, 1901 in the Soviet Union, and 1992 in the Yugoslavia. Zionism, with the murder of Rabin, collapsed November 5th, 1995. The Ba'athist regime collapsed in March 17th with the completion of the invasion of Iraq. The murder of Harari collapsed the local reality in Lebanon, the Twin Towers, the meta-narrative of that is the collapse of the local reality of America's capitalism, which is what's explaining the meltdown. The context in which the world is changing. Barack Obama as president, being elected president, will be your personal ground zero. You're going to have to deconstruct, deprogram. Ground zero. Let me explain what this means. The end of man and mankind's exile has brought the collapse of the local reality, and that's irreversible. And that's going to change and has already changed the world, and you're going to preside over the vertical learning curve for American Americans, and it's applied on every level, the individual, the family, the community, and the nation. And you have a strong and intelligent and articulate wife. She will make the ascent of that learning curve with you, and you will lead your family and your community and your nation. And that's so that man and mankind can ascend from the behavioral animal of today and all of the deficiencies of exile that were prior to the collapse of the local reality into inhabiting the quantum reality, which is in Hebrew, kabel b'shvilatet, in English, receiving to give. That's the central organizing principle of Humanomics, which is the framework of man and mankind's redemption. It is receiving the authentic you to give the authentic you to you, to your children, to your spouse, to your family, your community and nation, and to the world. That's the reality. And when you understand, and right now, where are we? When you collapse the local reality, you have the quantum reality. There's just one problem. Israel, Klal Yisrael, is denying the collapse of the local reality. That denial is blocking the ascent of man. It's blocking the ascent of its own, Klal Yisrael's, and man and mankind. When Klal Yisrael ends the denial, and the good news is this year in Jerusalem, there was the restoration of the Korban Pesach was offered in a very modest way, but it was begun. And when that is understood, it unifies the Jewish people. They will end the denial of the collapse of the local reality. They will accept, they will deconstruct ground zero, they will deprogram the minds of exile, they will restore the authentic personhood in each individual, each family, community, and in the nation, and we will heal, and this will be exported to the nations and to the world. That is the process of redemption. And that's where we are, and that change is already coming out of Jerusalem. It will eclipse by an order of magnitude the significance of the change of Barack Obama for president. Next comes the coronation. Next comes the campaign, and I believe you'll be elected. And I love and admire and respect John McCain. I think he's a fabulous guy, but he's not the man for what America and Americans are in store for. You've got a tall order to lead where we are, and the God of the cosmos understands these things, and it makes complete sense. Having said all of that, I bless you, kabel b'shvilatet in Hebrew, in English, receiving to give, for you, for Michelle and the girls, for your family, community, your state, your nation, and the world. And we bless the people of Indianapolis. And my parting thought is, not only give the endorsement and the backing to Barack Obama to win the primary in Indiana, but he should win a resounding victory and go on to North Carolina and do the same. And let's end the bickering and get on to the coronation and the real work at hand, which is the development, implementation, and acculturation of Humanomics in general, and its new economic paradigm in particular for American Americans. Tens of millions of domestic content, sustainable jobs. Win-win situation. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua.